This is the NYXI Warrior, a controller for Nintendo Switch, PC, phone, and even GameCube. It's got features like drift protection, trigger stoppers, customizable paddles, and even turbo, all for £50. Sounds great on paper, but any good while gaming? I've been testing this thing for a few weeks, and here's what I found. So right away, this thing feels solid and takes clear inspiration from the OG GameCube controller, but it's a little chunkier. In a good way, of course. Also, the grips on this controller are perfect and almost like it was made for longer gaming sessions. The buttons are really snappy and satisfying to press. And it's got that nice audible click you really want with fighting games. And while the design isn't necessarily for everyone and it does look very loud, it does grow on you. What is interesting though is that this controller has Hall effect joysticks, meaning it's basically impossible for this controller to develop stick drift, which is huge for a budget controller like this. It also has trigger stoppers at the back of the controller, which basically allows you to put faster inputs into your games, which allows you to have the slight edge against a bang out Fortnite player. Bruh. In the box, it comes with some additional customizable parts, including back paddles. And these back paddles can be programmed to any control you want, as long as it's on the controller. The only issue with this is that there's no software, so you've got to put a specific combo of buttons on the controller. Just follow the instructions, they're there. Then you can change the button to whatever you would like. But for me, it's a bit long and I would definitely prefer software. There's also something I've never heard of before, turbo. But once trying it out, I really can't go back. Basically, what this button at the back of the controller does is that it allows you to hold one button and it counts as multiple presses on the controller. So basically, it prevents button mashing and you sound like less of a loser while playing Super Smash Bros. On the bus. And I feel like that feature alone is absolutely crazy for £50. Battery life is pretty decent. It lasts about 9 hours and only takes 2 hours to charge. The connection is via Bluetooth for most of devices, for example, Switch and phone. But because my PC doesn't have Bluetooth, I know I built it myself, I was very lazy. I needed to buy a Bluetooth dongle, which was an extra purchase. And because most Bluetooth controllers around this price range typically come with a dongle. Stop, it actually does come with a dongle, but it doesn't really look like one. What I was surprised to find out was this works on GameCube, and it's not only for the looks. Unfortunately, I don't own a GameCube, so I can't test it, but by watching reviews and by watching feedback from others, it works seamlessly and just as smooth as using the Bluetooth or wired connection method. But it's not perfect, for me at least. The button layout is completely different from any controller I've ever used. And because of this, I very frequently press the wrong buttons in any game. And this is even after weeks of consistent use, I'm still putting these missed inputs in and it's causing trouble in my games. I also do have an issue with the HD rumble. The vibration on this controller is okay. I definitely feel it. However, other budget controllers in this price range are so much better. I feel it so much more. That's what she said. And it allows me to feel more immersed, rather than this one that feels just a bit shallow. And these are the main reasons this controller wouldn't be an everyday controller for me. This controller would be something I bring out once in a while to show my friends, oh, look at the cool controller I have, and we'll play a couple games of Mario Kart. But other than that, for personal use, not necessarily. The button layout is really annoying for me and it really gets on my nerves. However, if you're someone that's into retro games or fighting games, this controller is literally built for that. And it's an easy cop if that's your situation. But anyway, that's my opinion. Like, subscribe, support the channel, and let me know if you're gonna get it as well. Anyway, in a bit.